So in 214 victimology, one of the first topics that we talk about a lot when it comes to victims are the subject of victim and police. Many victims do not feel like talking and speaking out to police when they have been a part of a crime. Some of these reasons are they do not feel like the police will be there to help them. Another reason is that they're afraid of something that will happen to them, as in, for an example, if the perpetrator knows that the victim went back and told the police, and snitched on them, they'd be afraid of possibly getting hurt in the process in case if they knew they found out, or after a trial or a court hearing was made. And then another reason why a victim might not want to tell the police about a crime that they have been a part of is because they're afraid of what's going to happen to the perpetrator. So another example would be for, say, two individuals, male and a female, husband and wife. They get caught in a altercation and a fight breaks out between the two. In most cases where the male has been drinking or under the influence, they might get physical with the female, becomes a domestic situation. So then cops show up, and then the victim, the female, is afraid to tell the cops what truly happened, if she got hurt or whatnot, which the officers who respond should be able to tell, but they would just be afraid of the outcome of what would happen to them, and they would feel bad about telling the cops and what might happen. Another big topic we talked about are victims that need help. Many victims seriously do need help. A lot of the reason why they don't speak out about it is because they have PTSD, and they do not like talking about their experiences because it brings back those flashbacks. One of the things that I said that I thought would really help someone that had PTSD and was a victim in the class was being able to go to a support group. Being in a support group would be helpful for those victims, especially having multiple people with many different stories to be able to share all their experiences and how they can relate to one another and how they can, over time, get better with the situation that occurred with them. Let's see. So another thing we also talked about were family abductions. So by the NISMART 3, a study found that sexually motivated kidnappings are 63%, ransom motivated kidnappings are 12%, rage motivated kidnappings are 8%, and intent to keep kidnappings are 8%. We also can see how often children were kidnapped and what they were kidnapped for. The studies show of 105 kidnappings in 2011, 88% of captives were girls, and 52% of the captors were young single males. Young single male strangers. All right, and then let's see. Another subject we talked about was comparing the UCR, and the NCVS. So, the UCR contains homicide information, provides geographically based statistics, and statistics based on law enforcement reports and adding authenticity. Some of the strengths of the NCVS contain victim information, provides data about incidents not reported to police, unaffected by the relationship between police and the community. And then the findings of the UCR and the NCVS are not comparable because the definitions of crimes such as rape, robbery, and burglary change. The numerator and denominators differ between the two. The UCR nearly reports 125 million acts of violence against persons, 9 million property crimes. In 2016, the NCVS reported nearly 5.7 million acts of violence against persons. So you can kind of see the differences between the two overall when it comes to reports and who has a bigger and wider range of people that make those reports. And lastly, one of the last subjects we talked about were crime in lower income communities. So one of our questions were, do we think that crime in lower income communities would be high for crime in lower income communities let's see. Oh, sorry. Okay, here it is. Low income is differential risk for many violent crimes. Can this problem be alleviated? And the poor result in fewer poor where the crime rates drop. So I do feel like there's a differential in violent crimes when it does come to places of lower income, because I feel like you're gonna have those more populated, you're gonna have many more victims in these areas due to low income. Say like they don't have the right security, say around their house, they don't have the best way of getting home at night, they might walk because they might not have a vehicle. So there are many factors when this comes into play. I think there are things that can be alleviated when it comes to this. I feel like having maybe more patrol officers around the area helps with the overall feeling of the area. Not only just that, but other programs who are willing to go into those communities and really help out can not only just boost the mindset and the feeling with the vibe of the rest of the community, but help to make sure everyone is getting the right treatment of things that they need, whether it's health or they just need clothes or food. And hopefully that will be another way of how people can lower the rate of crime in lower income areas.